Hey student, watch this video and learn how to improve your reading comprehension. I'll be giving you the key steps coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. First of all, thank you so much for joining me on another English lesson. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing because from Monday to Friday, I have many different kinds of English lessons, so make sure to check them out because I know they will help you improve your English skills. Let's dive into the content because today I don't have much time. Improve your reading comprehension in English. I'll be giving you key steps to help you improve your comprehension. I believe that all English skills are connected, and when you dedicate time studying and practicing the different English skills, you become a better English speaker as a whole, okay? Anyways, the first thing you're going to do is choose an article, okay? You have to go online, my friend. You have to choose something, okay? So when I say choose an article, if you study alone, you need internet. Yeah, and I know you have internet because you're watching this lesson. Now, I want you to choose an article that will challenge you but won't be impossible to read. So let's say you are on the internet, you're googling something for you to read, and then when you find the article you want to read, you realize it is too difficult, that it's nearly impossible. And when I say impossible, it's like from every 5 words you read, you don't understand 3, you don't understand 4. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. On the other hand, I don't want you to be reading something too easy either, okay? So you will need to find that perfect balance. Only you can tell what your level is, okay? Only you know what your difficulties are, okay? So find an article that will challenge you, but not too long. The next thing is, this article has to be short. Too long articles will make it very hard for you to finish them, okay? Remember, people in general have a very short attention span, so we can't pay attention for too long. Even my videos, I imagine you don't pay attention 100% of the time. So focus on articles that are short. When I say short, I'm trying to say 500 to 1,000 words. That's what I say short. That's what I call short articles. But depends on your level, okay? For a real beginner, like a very basic student, I would say 300 words, 200 words, because if it's a real beginner, then it has to be a very short article, okay? Now, this article needs to be emotionally involving. And what do I mean? I'm not talking about romance, okay? Your article doesn't need to be romantic. It needs to be involving. You need to feel connected to the article you're reading. So when you Google, you need to Google something interesting, something you enjoy, something that you can connect with your life. Genuinely, okay? You are really connected to that article. You really want to learn more about that information, okay? So it really needs to be emotionally involving, not in terms of romance, but in terms of connection, emotional connection. The more we feel, the easier it is to learn, but positive emotions. So reading interesting things that encourage you to study more, that motivate you, will be better for this kind of practice, okay? Just reading a book because someone told you to read is not going to help you improve, okay? Read things based on what you want to read. So when you Google interesting subjects, okay? Now, this is the first step, okay? Choose an article, and on the internet there are thousands of options of websites where you can find articles for you to read for free, okay? Next, now it's time to read. The first time you read this article, you're going to focus on general idea, and this is the moment when you read and you realize if it is impossible or if it's okay, so you may need to take a look at the article first to see if it's okay, you can finish it up, or if it's too difficult. So you will have to analyze the article. But after that is done, you will read the article once. And your goal here is to read for general idea. After you finish reading for the first time, and here you don't need to spend a long time reading. The goal here is to test your general idea comprehension. When you finish reading it for the first time, you're going to ask yourself, am I able to describe in 3 sentences what the general idea of this article is? That is to say, Can I explain in 3 sentences what I just read? This is main idea. Sorry, this is general idea. I read something and then I can tell you, oh, okay, this article is giving tips to help you take care of the environment. Okay. Oh, okay, this article is giving 3 practical ideas for you to do your part and save the planet. So short sentences. Can you describe the general ideas of this article in 3 sentences? If you cannot do that, this means this article is too difficult for you. Because if you can't get the general idea, and when I say general idea, guys, be careful not to repeat the title of the article. It's not that. I said 3 sentences. Can you describe 3 sentences describing the general ideas of the article? If you can do that, congratulations, you got it, okay? So this is your exercise number 1. Now, after that, then you get down to business. You will go on each paragraph. That's why it has to be short. Imagine doing this for a 5,000 word article. You would go bananas, okay? Paragraph checking. After you read for the general idea stuff, practice, you will begin to tackle each paragraph. So you will spend time, as much time as you need, and analyze the information. And at the same time, combined with the paragraph checking, you will check the vocabulary as well, because this is a comprehension practice. You have to check the vocabulary. One mistake that students often make is to read and try to understand by context. This will be useful for you in a different situation, in a different moment. If you are reading to improve your comprehension, skipping the words you don't know will not help you. You have to check them. Oh, but teacher Prix, there are many words. Then here you can check and be flexible. You don't need to check 100% of all the words, but you need to check as many as possible, okay? Because here you are working on your comprehension skills. Therefore, if you always skip the vocabulary checking, you're not improving your comprehension. You're just looking at new words and you're not learning them. And then many students come to me and say, oh, but Priscilla, I understood the context. Yes, I know that. I'm a private teacher. I've had students from all over the world, and I always test this because I know it doesn't work. Whenever I ask my students, what is this? They don't know what to say. They don't know the meaning. They didn't understand. They think they understood, but they didn't. So be careful, okay? Be careful not to misinterpret the text and believe you understood the context when in reality you didn't. So it's better to spend a little more time and check the word, look up the word, than believing you understood when in reality you didn't, okay? Awesome. So paragraph checking, vocabulary checking. So these are very important parts of the process. So going back again, general idea, you will read all the paragraphs. You don't stop here when you don't know the words, you just read. After that, what can you describe in 3 sentences, 3, 5 sentences? What is the general idea of this article? Can you do that? Yes. Then move on. Next part, paragraph checking and vocabulary checking. These 2 steps are connected, okay? Don't read all the paragraphs and then check the vocabulary. No, I'm reading paragraph 1. I underline the words I don't know. I look them up. I check what they mean. I check what the paragraph means. I spend time analyzing the information that I'm reading, because this is a moment to practice your reading comprehension. So that's what you're doing, okay? Now, personal opinion. This is a moment where when you can do 2 things. You have 2 options. You can write, or you can record your voice speaking, describing the main ideas of the text, but not the main ideas, excuse me. You will describe your personal opinion. You will share what are your impressions. How do you feel about this article? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What is your opinion? How do you explain your opinion? Why do you feel this way? This is a very important practice because English learners have trouble describing their opinion, expressing themselves. Every time I am with a new student who can speak a little English and I ask them, okay, why? What do you think? What's your opinion? Share it with me. Tell me. They don't know because probably they never had to practice this. So this is a wonder opportunity for you to build up your ability to express your opinion, to express your thoughts, your ideas, your point of view, your perception of the world. And by using an article from the internet, you can do that. So after you did the paragraph checking and you analyze the paragraphs individually and the vocabulary, what do you think? What's your opinion about it? So how do you feel about this? And you can write maybe 1-2 paragraphs only describing your opinion. I don't want you to go into the details. No, opinion. How do you think? Do you disagree? Why do you disagree? Do you agree? Why do you agree? These will help you in real life conversations because conversations are based on sharing opinions and discussing opinions and arguments, okay? So this is very important. Now, as I said, you can also record your voice, speaking and describing your opinion. This actually do both. I always recommend the more the better, okay? So do both if you want to. This is a very good practice. I couldn't emphasize this more, okay? Please do that. This is a good way to improve your comprehension skills and also your speaking skills, okay? And your ability to talk to people and express your thoughts, express your opinions and disagree and agree with people and explain yourself. Because if you just say, yeah, I agree. Yeah, sure, why? Okay? So it's nice to express yourself, to have a moment to share your thoughts with other people, okay? Now, you finished that. Now you can go back to the text, to the article, and summarize. So summarizing is different from describing your personal opinion. So here, I don't want your personal opinion. I want you to tell me what you read. And this is a moment to practice repetition. This is a different way to practice repetition. And as I always say here on my channel, repetition is king and consistency is queen. Hello. So this is a different way to practice repetition. By writing a short explanation, you will be testing your comprehension skills, and you have the text to help you understand if you really got the ideas or not, okay? In this part, you are supposed to explain the facts, not your opinion. There is a place and time to do that. And sometimes the students confuse expressing opinion and describing facts. So in this reading comprehension practice, I'm helping you to develop both skills, improve both skills because they are, in my opinion, equally important. You need to be able to describe facts. But on a second scenario, you also need to be able to describe your opinion and express yourself. Because usually when you are in a conversation or in a meeting or in a debate or talking to someone at a bar, about something that you enjoy, after you describe a fact, you express your opinion about it. And this happens in all kinds of conversations, even the basic conversations in English, okay? So this is what I recommend you to do. Practice expressing your opinion, but then practice describing facts, real things. With my pre-intermediate and intermediate students, they sometimes confuse this. So I ask them to describe something to me and they tell me what they think. And I'm like, no, I don't want to know what you think. Thank you. Next. But right now, I want you to give me an explanation. What are the facts? So there's a confusion, there's a misunderstanding between these two concepts, and you need to learn to do both, okay? You can combine them, give a fact and say your opinion, you can do this, but you need to learn how to do that. And this is a good practice for you to improve your comprehension skills and improve your ability to describe facts and express your opinion about the facts you have just shared, okay? Now, I do have a practice file for you guys. Yes, I prepared, I didn't prepare the article, okay? Actually, I Googled an article that I think will be interesting for you guys, and I will share this article in a PDF file that I prepared with a summary of tonight's lesson, okay? As I said, tonight's lesson will be a little short because I gotta go, I got some stuff to do, but in this PDF file, you will get a summary of tonight's lesson and an article, a link to an article where you can read and put this into practice, because as I always say, without action, there's no there's no result. So you need to apply these techniques, apply what I told you, and see what happens, okay? Excellent, my friends. Other than that, I want to know, how often do you read in English? Post here in the comments. Let me know how often you read, if you enjoy reading, what kind of things you read. I would love to know. And if you enjoyed this lesson, make sure to share it with your friends. By sharing this lesson, you help the channel grow, you help other people find this information, and I really appreciate when you do that because it really supports the channel, okay? Thank you all so much, and I will see you tomorrow for another English lesson. Bye bye!